These aspects all coming together: media, the administration, democratic deep state, whatever it was, and corporations. Corporations who are now eschewed DEI and all the woke crap, but they were
sort of
not entirely, right? But some of them have, and they were really merging into this thing. So if it was not planned, organized, and maybe it was, it seemed to me that it was becoming fascistic.
Our terminology is the stakeholder model. This stakeholder model where now what you have is you have companies, they're out doing things, they're making money, but there's all the stakeholders out in the world, which isn't just the shareholders who actually literally own a stake in the company. It's all the people who are affected by what the company does. It was the 1937 Nazi Shareholder Act implemented the first stakeholder model as that word is recognized today. China, the CCP, runs on a stakeholder model with the CCP at the center. The World Economic Forum, etc. And what you were
Klaus
referring
Schwab
to
literally wrote the book Stakeholder
Capitalism.
Yeah.
And this is the idea.
And the Democrats, they use this word all the time.
It is
stakeholder,
the same
stakeholder,
model.
stakeholder.
Because what happens is when everybody's a stakeholder, you could say, oh, when everybody's a stakeholder, nobody's a stakeholder.
Exactly.
No, what they're going to do is they're going to hire experts, which we would call a Soviet in Russian, which is literally the Russian word that means governing council, or it would be the same as the corporate board in the Nazi program, having a member of the Nazi party present that has veto power. He's got leader status, Führerprinzip power over the entire corporate board.
You actually have to bring, you have to say these other ideologies.
That's
that
right.
You have a responsibility. You have to think about being, the trans and
it's the same trick as
Greta Thunberg, and you have to bring in these other ideologies.
Like the World Economic Forum might prefer. You have different leadership models that are all enacting the same system.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking about all of a sudden every major media corporation, every major social media platform, every normal corporation for that matter, it didn't matter what they did. They could manufacture water slides and they've got a DEI statement and a COVID policy that seems to just match everybody else's no matter what, right? That is the same. If we use the accurate terminology, that is the stakeholder model. The stakeholder model is fascistic in that it is literally based off of, in one sense or another, or at least developed in parallel to the Nazi Shareholder Act, 1937, which displaced corporate boards in favor of the party in action, filling in the Nazi party on behalf of the folk. Exactly the same trick, exactly the same excuse, exactly the same model with different leadership structures. And that model all ultimately stems back to the corporatist model of Mussolini.